I feel like we might get the same kind of vibes here. But again, I would say this is Endpoint's best map, Scriv, probably. So if there's a chance, it's gonna happen here.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and they will have that pick of sides again, I believe, and starting off on the CT side of things. Definitely the weak side, but a lot of teams, I think, we could talk about it for a while as to why they pick it. But even, you know, on Cobble and everything, they would pick the CT side of things when they had the choice. I think just kind of comes down to like the economy game, and it's slightly easier to go into the T side with a deficit. Either way, we're here on the pistol. This is how it's turned out. Flash out long, and the entire Complexity team are here as well, looking to find some kind of an opening.
Mighty Max just about to boost his teammate up. Thomas gonna run towards Catwalk. There's power in numbers as they'll group towards Cat. The CT players will wait out the smoke. Thomas doesn't necessarily have to fight this, and as Surreal gets dinked, they're like, yeah, we'll just wait. Oh, I'm dinked. Okay, cool. They're gonna try to fall back now. I'm unsure how these block shots are coming in. If Config's gonna push up, he'll get 2, Scriv. I'm not sure how this is all transpiring, but it's happening. Now they're all gonna try to swing him back a 1 flash. Oboe, more shots in with a Glock at long range. Make it 2. Will he get the 3rd? No, it's Blame F to chime in. But Complexity just running amok with those Glocks.
Yeah, and like you say, definitely shouldn't be happening in a few cases there. Config pushing up, getting 2, and taking a little while to trade him back. A lot of those early faces not going their way as well, so does not start well. Once again, the fashion in which they lose that round, it does raise a few question marks. But perhaps we're being a bit harsh. It is indeed only the first round of the game. Those Glocks can be very difficult to deal with, for sure, particularly when they're training into a bomb site with 5 guys who are pretty spicy. I think everybody on this Complexity side right here has the potential to certainly outplay the Endpoint boys. I think Thomas, Surreal, Crucial have got some good fragging power behind them, and if they bring their A game, could probably better the likes of Rush and perhaps Blame F. Either way, going straight on towards that A bomb site. Robin, he'll chime in. Immediately trade it back. Mighty Max, meanwhile, does find a headshot, but ultimately the bomb site going to fall. However, they're keeping things even here, and these Deagles deadly at range. Bit of utility for Mighty Max to play with as well. That smoke comes in, however, and they're all going to be smoked out. The flash doesn't really blind up too much. Config with the 1-tap. And another easy cleanup in the end. Certainly costly, that one, though. They only survived with 2.
Definitely costly. I don't even think Config meant to... Come on. Like, come on.
It's such a different level that you play on, I think, when, like, in the back of your mind, you kind of just know that you're better than everyone on the other team. Sure, like I say, there's worlds in which the Endpoint guys can outfrag and can outplay and everything, but consistently, the vast majority of the time, these Complexity players are just going to be so confident in themselves to do things like that, right? You're never going to see Config attempt a 1-tap device or whatever in like, a big game. But here, he feels like he has the ability to do so he's just going to go for it, man. Screw it, why not?
Love it. Overflowing with confidence, but I feel like the Endpoint boys aren't standing down, and maybe that's that English fighting spirit, right? Of, we're going to keep fighting and we're going to keep taking these duels, and rightfully so, but I mean, Config is now getting motivated on Dust 2. That's kind of a scary thought, because you know he's going to be wide swing everything. He's going to race car PQ nonstop. It can get out of hand pretty quick, but here comes the buy, includes an op on Crucial. And, you know, I think the confidence is high for Complexity, rightfully so. But I'm also not, I'm not worried yet for Endpoint. Rifles are out, the op's out, Poison's going to go for the scout instead of going ahead and upgrading. So everything's fine. A big chance for Endpoint here to take a round while Complexity's buy is limping a little bit.
Yeah. Going in with the bonus. Could come back to buy Complexity in a small way. I'm sure they're happy to lose a round here, and they'll still have money to buy up into the next one. If they win it, meanwhile, they're absolutely singing in terms of that cash. Oh, Thomas going to get melted down, sprayed down as well to 7 HP, surviving just by the skin of his teeth. Needs to be very careful. Rush not quite on the mark. Obviously, they won't have that information, but all the same, a nice bit of chip damage. Well, I say chip, it's more like chunk damage being done. And now Endpoint once again on the back foot, having to recover things back in this round.
Here comes Config. They have the box smoke, so it gets a bit of a one-way towards long. Surreal, though, finds Blame F towards middle, and Robin on the back of a flash from Rush, funny enough. So Rush getting assist on his teammates. Dex says Robin will stay alive towards Goose. A flawless round in the rifle that when they needed it. That's more like it. Even a little bit of support from Rush into that one, blinding some of his teammates. Complexity get held off, and that's thanks to Robin at Goose.
Every now and then, despite being a bit more of a supportive element, despite being a little more passive in his play style, he does have one of those games, right? And that might just be the start of it if he's able to pull off more and more rounds like that. Really good stuff. We saw Mighty Max yesterday as well have some massive rounds on Dust 2 against Sprout. Do seem to be the types of players where certainly they're happy to play the supportive element, but every now and then they will pick up the mantle, they'll carry their team through as and when it is needed. And a nice individual play is a great way to get the morale going, right? And get the confidence of everybody else surrounding moving up. Ooh, big nade damage coming in there. That's a nice bit of utility used, actually. The smoke to force him away, and nade to follow him up.
Well, we didn't see Poison's op on the T side of Dust, or of Mirage, but of course we'll see it on Dust too. Bit easier to work picks. The pacing's going to be a bit slower just due to the size of the map and the long range of the lanes. And so the fact that he has it out earlier might tell a bit of a different story. A flash over from Mighty Max in the meantime towards mid. Surreal clear coast. Like, that's a lot of smokes. We don't really know what's going on. Let's try to clear that out a little bit. Play Math. Finds Crucial, who loves that op angle, and Surreal's about to be pressured. Flashes and beat. One for Surreal, two for Surreal. Make it three. It's just like flashbacks to the train yesterday. And it's Rush and Blame F, and this should not be possible. Without a smoke for this door, he's got to cross, and it's just Blame F with 10 seconds. He'll grab the op, and he will tuck tail and run. Endpoint, string two together.
That's it, man. The nicers in the Endpoint TeamSpeak right now will be very, very loud after that. Really good stuff coming in. Just funneling in, and I think the difference here is where Endpoint, they do play Mirage, and every team's got a Mirage, right? But they're not quite as confident, they're not quite as comfortable as they are on Dust 2. Coming into Dust 2, I think Complexity have got to show them a bit more respect. Flash to a smoke in towards B, it just isn't going to work, honestly. Might possibly, if someone hits an insane one-tap onto Surreal, you know, a quick reaction there, the round goes another way, but that's something that you can't rely on consistently. And now they're really, really thrown for a loop here. Pause coming in, I would imagine, from Complexity. Blame F, of course, saved that AWP across. He does have money in the bank, but it's not on the same level as everybody else. Do they want to force around this AWP? Do they want to half buy around this AWP? Do they want to just leave him to his own devices? I think there's a lot of different avenues they could actually go down.
I'm intrigued. Odds of that op making its way to Poison's hands, Scriv, I'd say at least 8 out of 10. I think Blame F's like got a bit of the better spawn, so he'll hang on to it. But I bet he tosses it back over to Poison after the fact. Even though he has armor, maybe he'll hang on to it. Who knows? But what we do know is this is just probably going to be a sprinkling of utility. Rush might be the only one to buy a pistol because they're only going to get 2,400 for this round. So it should be the tying round for Endpoint. They're already going to get 3 rounds, which is what they got in Mirage, Scriff. So a good start.
True. Very true. Good for them, you know?
And more importantly, they're winning rifles, which is kind of a big thing.
Right. I think they are definitely stepping up in that respect, and those 2 rifle rounds they've just won pretty decisive, honestly. Not coming down super close clutches, not nearly throwing the round away or anything. Individuals stepping up, which can be a little hard to rely on, but hopefully it's given them the opportunity and given them the room to work with, that they can actually start stringing a few together and looking good here on Dust 2. Competition at the very least is what we want. If they can get the map, that would be awesome. They can pull out a relatively good Inferno, but again, similar to Mirage, every team's got an Inferno, and I would imagine, well, I wouldn't imagine, I know that Complexities is relatively good, so a long way off. Not in their minds right now, but definitely something to consider at the moment. They've just got to see it as a best of 1 and take it every round as it comes.
Thomas B-hopping out is poison, trying to buy space for Blame F to kind of peek and post up with that up. But that Molly keeps him at bay. And Thomas and Pit. Bit of a throwback to yesterday. Not missing. He'll pop a reload. Only 2 more to find. No one peeking this up. Config will find Thomas. The rifle is not going to swing. They're going to fall back. What a good hold from Thomas. Although it's against pistols, it's what you need. Start feeling yourself. Getting confident. And being non-emotional about the round. Not being scared. What I like to see from him.
Kill's a kill, man. I think ultimately that's what he's after, right? And just wanting to get on the board, actually, because he didn't have any kills before that, so good to see him stepping up, and they're crisp, right? They're nice and clean. They didn't stand a chance. 3 clean headshots. Sure, they run into him 1 by 1, but all the same. Confidence is key. The mental game going to be really important here against Complexity, and they've got to keep it together. They clearly have done after Mirage. I think definitely didn't enjoy their time, but also didn't let it get to them too much on that first map. Mac 10 out for Blame F. He does love a good lurk. I'm not sure that the Mac 10 really is going to be suited for that at this point. Going to have to choose his fights and his angles very carefully indeed. Utility coming out from long here. Complexity just going to start to creep up, and there's no one actually around. I like this from Endpoint. They're taking some initiative. Here a lot of utility at long. They're going to peek out short. Figure that there's no one there, so it must be a heavy long hit right now. They've just got to defend against that. Thomas will take a wide swing, only good for 1. Crucial, however, on the AWP, capitalizing perfectly. Blame F making me eat my words as he's making good use of this Mac 10 so far. I'm going to swap across to an M4. It's all on him to find all 3. Uh-oh. Brings it down to the one-on-one against Crucial, who has bomb control, has time to work with. I'm going to swap across to an AK as well. The information in that he's a bit low. I definitely hit him, guys. Blame F, though, he's got 40 seconds to play with, and I like this. He's rotating around.
Oh, he's going all the way to long. Crucial might think, nah, he's coming back cat, or he's going to come CT. And you notice his positioning's like, even if he comes long, I'm going to be hidden behind the single box. I'm going to move now because the timing is a little weird, so he's going to go ahead and do that. Well played by Crucial. He's going to go all the way to Ganondorf. This is the last thing Blame F would expect. But by process of elimination, he may start to figure it out as he clears the site. Is Crucial going to peek? The Molly, 8 seconds. Now he has to swing. This is good. The Molly's going to miss, and he still peeks. That Molly did not spread to the boxes, and Blame F is given the fight he wants on the head angle he chooses, and Complexity steal that one back.
Yeesh. That's tough. That is tough. That's the kind of round where they need to keep it together on the Endpoint side of things. Some kind of a leading voice, you know, a strong voice, whether it is Max or Robin or whoever, needs to just be like, okay, chill, it's fine. Don't let it happen again. Do something different, and this is different. 3 players pushing tunnels, config, the timing, he's not going to see it. They're just playing contact. I think they have a bit of an idea that he's around. He'll peek up with the UMP, gets spotted, and now he's like, oh god, where do I go? Gets the smoke down so the Molly won't affect him, and just going to play on the edge of it as well. I think they need to be very careful about dedicating too many players to trying to find him. Yeah, they will back off. The information comes in. kind of figuring he's the only one around. They are going to push into the tunnels here. Ah, man, even getting one is good for Config. A second.
What?
Oh, man, that's not good. That's not good. That's kind of what I feared, honestly. On the UMP as well, bringing a man advantage in favor of Complexity, who, despite winning the last round, their buy-in to this one was not great.
Yeah, somehow, against all odds, and their buy is significantly worse. They're making it work. Mighty Max, gonna call for some rotations. They've taken the B site. As Poison, in the meantime, comes out towards Long, and he's gonna stop them from saving. Gets to. Will he get the third? The flash will miss, and of course he will. Lurking with it up, that's infuriating. But he gets all three. No one's saving. The money from Endpoint's broken, and Complexity are coming back with some heat.
Nasty. Absolutely nasty. And this is the tough part of it, right? They win a round, and then, or well, actually win a few on the Endpoint side of things, but generally speaking, Complexity have done a really good job across the course of the tournament of just turning things around relatively quickly. Off the back of an opportunity, sure, but all the same, they've worked it perfectly, and now they've destroyed the economy of Endpoint here. Saw this yesterday. The mid stack really did work out for them against Sprout, but today not so much. Crucial has picked up one, but other than that, they're all falling. Ooh. Crispy from Obo. He does get dinked. Very fortunate to survive, but all the same. 6th round for Complexity. Clean finish into that one as well. Looking really good now. And I don't think if... I do think if Endpoint pick this up, it's going to be a tough time.
No op. Very low on mollies. And here we go. I said Complexity. Hypothetically, if they played Endpoint at Dust 2, would be really good at taking what's given to them. And look how fast. I'm surprised I remembered that. Look how fast Complexity get catwalk control. They clearly had someone watch yesterday and say, look, they give up cat if they fight for long. They like playing site. If they want to play a site where the angles kind of suck, they're not so good. You either take cat or you take long. If you turtle on site, it's kind of hard to hold. And Complexity are calling them out on that completely.
Ooh, nice pickup from Thomas. We'll get traded back by Obo, though. This is the response. Ah, unfortunate. The flash was good onto one, but Obo up close. He avoids it. Still a lot of players in and around A, though, for the Endpoint side of things. AK retrieved now for Crucial, playing the headshot angle. It's all about the timing. He's going to hold short. Blame F will take him down. Surreal out in no man's land. Flash comes in, but he gets stuck on Obo. Obo takes him out. And it seems it might just have begun again here for Endpoint. Complexity going to be in with a 7th.
Lucky number 7, at least that's my number. I don't know if you find the number 7 lucky, Scriv. But I'm hoping when I turn 27, I get some luck, because I think we all could use some luck right about now, Scriv. But I'm like 4 years off, so I'm kind of sad that I got 4 years of no luck on my way, you know?
Unlucky.
It really is. But Complexity will have some luck. Off to a good start on their T side once again. Very similar to Mirage. Endpoint getting the kills, just not where they need him. Getting out trade frag, losing catwalk very fast. Complexity are just playing at a very feverish pace. I can imagine Obo just absolutely flying out of long here. He'll drop a gun, grab an AK, and watch for him to just come flying out long doors. Either by himself or with one flash. He's going to do it.
Okay. Anticlimactic. I think they're starting to get a bit scared. This is what I talked about a little bit on Mirage, and they're starting to kind of turtle in, right, and give Complexity a bit too much control a bit too easily. I mean, I kind of like it. They get aggressive up short, right, but they really do not want to fight long, and Complexity have showed quite a lot of presence at long in quite a few of these rounds. I suppose the nature of the round as well, the buy and everything does affect that. Either way, we'll see here. They are indeed onto the A-bomb site. First frag comes in. Blame F, of course, on the lurk. Doesn't need to command the troops as much today, it seems. Oh, almost gets the double. Not quite. But the rest of the team making quick work of the A-bomb site, right? Bomb down, clearing out all the angles, and now it's the B rotators just too far away and don't really have the power to go for this. So it will be an 8th round for Complexity coming through.
Mighty Max and Thomas at least will make out like bandits on the road, scavenging what they can, hanging on to what they can. Going into round 12, though, I'd say it's time to kind of tap the panic button just to, like, halfway, just a little bit. Put your foot on the gas pedal, give it a little bit, because you are starting to fall behind slightly. And it's probably time to pick it up on this rifle round. And the change is coming in. I was about to say, we need some change. We need some different double op from Serial and Crucial. Crucial has been playing solo cavity op once in a while. That's been getting punished, so we'll see where he's going to be headed with it. He's going to go towards long, and they're going to throw 3 players towards long. And Complexity are just ignoring that side of the map right now. So a little bit of utility wasted by Endpoint. And Poison, if he's given a kill here, Scriv, this may just be round already.
Oh. Flash comes in, he's got a bit too much help, unfortunately. Config and Poison going to chime in, yeah, and the A player's like, nope, see ya.
Already. Yeah, that B site is just the worst.
Absolutely fair enough. It is absolutely fair enough. They're not winning their fights over on B. Goes sideways for them, and they've got to save, but, man, it's starting to get tough, right? It's looking good. Early on, they were competitive, but they've just hit a brick wall, and I think it's what separates the good from the great teams, right? How do you play when you're behind, when you're losing rounds? It's all great when it's working for you, but how do you turn things around? And Complexity have done a fantastic job of doing that. I think got a bit more confident with what they were doing and a bit more sure of themselves rather than changing things up too much. They were just like, we've just been given a good opportunity by the clutch from Blame F. And now let's just keep that confidence rolling. There's no point slowing things down. Crucial hitting some shots, though, to be fair. Let's see some of those earlier on in the rounds. Might give yourself a better chance. And it's nice that they get to save everything, because it does mean they will be able to buy into this round on the Endpoint side. But pretty much the next 2 or 3 rounds, they need to be picking up 5 at the very least. 6 would be really nice going into the T side. Any more than this for Complexity, and you start to worry, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Rush. Immediately going to go ahead and get in pit. Uncontested. Just owns that part of the map now. They can't push him off. It's so hard to retake long, especially once you've lost it. We'll see if there's going to be any attempt to face towards that. Thomas is hiding sight with an AK. He does have a smoke he can put down on site and or ramp. Kind of slow the push here. There's a player in CT, but they're both in very individual positions. And not necessarily a setup that they can trade off of each other, because CT is going to get smoked and or Thomas is going to smoke himself off from the situation. And right now, Complexity are just sitting with the control they have. Throwing some utility over the skybox in towards short. That's going to separate the short players. And Endpoint seemingly know that it is going to be an A hit. The first wave of smokes come out, and it's just to bait out any Endpoint utility. Good on them for not biting on that. But there is going to be a re-execute here from Complexity.
Again, not taking super aggressive positions here. Thomas is going to start to move in, though, as that smoke comes through. Flashes over the top, headshot angle, but clapped by Config. Crucial, meanwhile, over at short, going to get traded. That repeak, they're so fast on the trades. Nice boost up, though. Drops the bomb. Double ups out doing work, but Blame F, of course, where is he? He's behind you. And he's going to quite possibly win the round off the back of that. Surreal does get a no-scope into a 1 versus 2 now. A little more doable. Knows indeed that Blame F is behind. Great flash comes in, though. He's just making his own plays out here. That's been a massive problem for Endpoint, actually. It's like when they're in a round and they're keeping things even in on the A bomb side, particularly. Like, this is great. That would have been good if Blame F hadn't got that kill from behind. But unfortunately, he's always on the other side of the map to you, and you've got to be aware of that fact.
Blame F finds Surreal thanks to Thomas's flash. A little bit of a team flash that happens. Config towards B again will win that fight. These are so sneaky at getting out B, getting those opening kills on the opposite side of the map where his team is. Crucial should have him dead to rights. Still going to be down a man, though, once this kill comes through. Oh!
Ooh,
Never mind. Robin, your turn. Maybe.
Again, though, the confidence, right? It's just not quite there. Robin quite possibly could have faced that, but not going to happen. Config wants a lurk round today, though. BlameF's got to actually join the squad in this round. Feels weird for him. Definitely not been happening most of the time. The execute comes in towards the A site. They were going to go to save. Config got other ideas. He takes out one. Just really putting salt in the wound, to be honest. These kinds of plays towards the back end of the round. They'd already conceded it. They'd already said, okay, 11th to you. We'll go for an 11-4. We'll take what we can get. And Config is around to make sure that what they can get is a lot less.
Definitely going to be a lot less. If I remember correctly, the first half was 13-2 of Mirage. So we're staring down the barrel of something similar. Oboe gonna find Crucial. That's the app gone. I don't think Robin's gonna live here. I think he is very much gonna get overwhelmed. First player in, Rush will find him. That is just that. Nothing saved from Endpoint. They'll have no real rifles to speak of. And Complexity seem to be on a cruise control all the way to 12. And the auto snipers. It's happening. Oh no. How does he get through?
A brave man. A brave man. Mighty Max is untouched. They might not expect him to be on B, actually. Oh, Blame F is our middle. Oh, it gets taken down. There it is. Mighty Max, not today, Blame F. No sneaky spot for you. And an opener coming in for Endpoint as well.
Well, okay. Finally, we'll shut down Blame F. Config, looking for some answer towards short. In towards Cat. Gonna work his way up now. And just Crucial on site with Famis to hold him back. And Crucial has to be so careful because he has to help CT as well as worry about Cat at the same time. Not the most ideal weapon for this precision script.
About to come into a world of hurt as well. Config. He'll find one. I mean, there's a smoke down there. You kind of have to be expecting it, that there's someone around. Now all going to be down to Crucial. Picks up one. Flash on high. Has to be big here. They're avoiding it. They're ready for it. They're closing him down, and he's just missing too many shots, unfortunately. At least the rotations are in. He's bought time for that at the very least, and Surreal keeps it in their advantage. Endpoint, fourth round on the cards. Can they get it done? Oboe has got other ideas. Up high, he will take down one. Rush as well chiming in. There it is, though. Thomas with a clean 2K at the tail end of things. Fourth round. Golf claps for Endpoint, but still apprehensive. They're going to need a hell of a T-side.
Well, we said last game pistols aren't as important as they used to be unless it's score lines like this. It becomes important once again in the situation. Crucial top fragging in the meantime, 12-12. Had some nice shots once he was able to get that op out once on a blue moon. But when you have Blame F, Config, and Oboe just swinging, lurking, and hitting all their shots, kind of becomes a bit of a scary situation because you can't blame the oppers. When your team crumbles around you, it kind of becomes hard to op and hold angles. So maybe we'll see a bit more pick potential for him on the T side once it becomes up and running, as it is Opper's Paradise. But now we're into the pistol. No ops can be bought on the pistol round. Oboe will buy the utility and flashes. Robin and Mighty Max will do the same onto the Endpoint side. And they are going to be heading towards long. A late long pop Blame F gets in pit. Are they going to be ready for him? Mighty Max finds his teammate. Blame F gets overrun, and that's what you like to see, Scrib.
It is. Love to see it. They've got a best oboe, and they will. Okay. Here we go. 2 smokes coming in. They got the strats on deck as well as the shots to boot, and now on to Config and Poison to fight things back here. I think may well be a kit down near where Oboe died, but it's going to be hard to get that back. They just got to focus on finding the heads here. And Endpoint, maybe 1 or 2 players take some peeks, but don't give them too many opportunities. Crucial going to go down, going to spot the vast majority of them as well. There you go, nice little double peek coming in. Config does take down Mighty Max, makes it a bit easier for Poison, but he drops down. I'm not sure he was intending to do that. All the same, Endpoint, get the pistol on the board. The first step on the road to recovery is often the hardest.
Well, here we go. They just it starts with 1, and now you need to kind of get it rolling. You need to go on a bit of a streak. Can't afford to lose this one. You need to keep it. That's unreasonable. Through the door on a Crucial's head. That's not even fair. The double scouts. Config's now next, and Thomas is tagged. Endpoint are going to regroup and try to come towards B. And Complexity needs some information towards middle here to justify a rotate, because right now they only have Poison, but he's backside. A molly could clear him out, but we'll see. We'll see if they use it.
Ooh, okay. This is troublesome. Nade comes in. Poison will miss that shot, though. Does get caught off. Oboe up close. This is not the way you want it to go, Endpoint. Need to secure this round. They've got a player creeping in as well to the lower tunnels. Surreal, however, in a pesky position. Timing going to be everything here. Rush is pushing in. It wins it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. His teammates were not that far away. Blame F, meanwhile, up on high. That nade does barely any damage. Hello? Oh, Mighty Max going to get caught off by Oboe. Even if you are a fan of Complexity, it's difficult to watch a round like this slip away from Endpoint, really. Oh, Poison with an insane shot opens things up, and they just fall apart unless Robin can get it done on 2 HP. I have my doubts.
Man, we said such good things on the pistol. They needed to string the rounds together, and Complexity just rip it out of their hands. That one hurt to watch, Scrib.
Yeah.
Especially this. Whew. And then Complexity just had the read. They had the numbers where they needed to be. They won the fights. They own tunnels. And now Endpoint are buying up what they can. Config's coming to make his money. He'll get overrun. A little much, if you ask me, Config. But, you know, when you're feeling it and you're up 12-5, I guess it's justified.
Yeah, he's allowed 1 or 2. Just don't make a habit of it. But it definitely has given a chance to Endpoint here. They've force-bought into this, right? They get the smokes down. And Poison going to have to hold things down once again with the scout. Gets a kill, gets a tag. Looking for more, setting up Blame F for the triple from A-Ramp. Quadra kill, easy pickup coming in for him. As Complexity will get themselves 13th on the board. Oh, Endpoint.
All right, another rifle is what they need. Scrib. This is just the transition round to the next rifle, and then they're going to be buying every round. As Complexity will be on 14. Somehow Config gets like triple dinked there by Surreal. Oboe's going to be the backup he needs to line them up. Mouse 1 with the AK. Easy as that. Robin, maybe he'll ask them if he can just plant. They might let him do that.
Yeah, maybe. Give it a type in all chat. Let us achieve something in this round, guys, and then I'll let you knife me or something. I don't know. What's the trade-off? They kind of do need it at this point. Any kind of a hand-me-down. Rush does get dinked, but it's all good. It's just a Glock. Who cares? And a 14th in for Complexity. I'm sure I sounded hyped yesterday when they were on the comeback against Sprout. I definitely sound a bit deflated today. As Endpoint, unfortunately, I'd hoped for something a bit better from them here on Dust 2. And don't get me wrong, they have had some nice rounds, but there's been a few times where they've let it slip away. That 1v3 against Blame F is a big one, but losing to the Pistols also pretty big. It's a fair share of mistakes that have been made by them, not just a super clean complexity every single round that's walked all over them. Do have to look internally as well. Flash comes in, there it is. Poison takes the peak. Does get a tag actually, but the nade to finish off Crucial. Back into a 4-on-4 very, very quickly. But Endpoint, it's proactive, it's aggressive, it's well thought out. They managed to find a frag. Blame F, unfortunate. That's what happens when you run through a smoke with no information, I guess. We'll give an opportunity across to Endpoint. A pretty solid one, actually.
Oh. Surreal coming back middle. Can Config hold them out? It sprays the first. They're waiting patiently as he avoids some damage. Rush is here with the Glil now. And Endpoint should have this one in the bag. Spam through the smoke. Do they know Rush is here, though? He's going to creep out. He won't check his right. Robin's got him dead to rights. And there you have it. Endpoint will get another one on the board. They keep 3 alive. They can drop. They can buy. But so can Complexity. Poison will have his op. They'll have full rifles, full utility. The real challenge really begins now.
Yep, they've got no room, pretty much. They've got 1 round, right, obviously, to make mistakes, or it's pretty much over, but I think the best way to think about it is they've got no room. They don't want to let it get to 15, at least for a while. But my hope is dwindling for them. I'm sure theirs is hanging on by a thread as well. They really do need to get this together and pull things back in a big, big way. Everybody in the server right now recognizes that it is going to be difficult. Complexity's question is the fact that they just have to recognize it is possible. Don't let their confidence get the best of them before it's too late. Still show them a bit of respect if they pick up 2 or 3 rounds in a row here. They really do need to start respecting them. Poison, already that respect is coming in, right? He's shoulder peeked. It's kind of wide, but still he's peeking out for information. And instead of taking the re-peek and trying to get a kill, he just drops down and he goes, guys, I've seen 3 short. Let's maybe rotate to accommodate for that. And Obo's done a perfect job pushing through tunnels. They know exactly where they're heading towards. It's either short and long or just short. They're about to find out. It is all short. Blame F will get the first through the smoke. Poison on the crack angle here. Blame F still spraying on down, doing bits of damage here and there, but so much utility in on that A bomb site. Poison doesn't see anything at all, gets melted down, leaves Blame F by himself. That is a perfect take coming in from Endpoint, and now the remaining 3 complexity players have a decision to make. Do they want to go for this, or do they want to save the AWP that Config has got his hands onto? They have a flashbang to work with and no manpower. This is where maybe the confidence might get the better of them. Maybe I'll eat my words in just a few moments, but 4 versus 3, there goes all the utility. No kit available. Max up close, finding heads, and he will indeed scare them away. So a 7th round for Endpoint coming in, and that was a nice A-take.
That was nice. It was clean. It was in unison. They had the trading. Everything went their way. And Rush, if he did get that kill on site, they totally would have went for it. But now, Endpoint, I'm getting the train run back vibes. Now, it's not CT side, it's T side, but that might be even better for them. A little loose, a little more flow to it. Everyone seemingly is waking up now, Scriv, hitting the shots they need to. They put Complexity in an awkward situation where they have to just take a save, so it's going to be hopefully 8. But it's 8 with a challenge. It's an op on Config, a rifle on Obo. There's something to get through. So there's always a chance that it can fall apart.
Big chunk damage there onto Crucial. Not a bad start. Gotta be careful here. I like the idea from Config playing nice and aggressive. He's going to spot the shoulder of one, has an idea that there's another around. He would be correct. Nicely done. Golf claps for Endpoint, not taking any chances at all. The molly goes in. Don't peek, don't peek. There's a guy short. Could be the AWPer. Let me molly him out. really well done, and a crack angle from Crucial. He's got the big brain on deck right now. This is looking good from Endpoint. It is that big question mark of perhaps too little too late in this semi-final here, of course. The winner moving on to play off for the big bucks. Oh, Poison in behind. This is a great position. He spots out the bomb as well. So much information coming in. Someone look behind. Okay, he gets one, but traded back. That could have been absolutely devastating. At the very least, he's got the information in, right? So the rotate should come nice and quick. But, again, good utility usage coming in from Endpoint, keeping them at bay from CT. Another one to go down on towards short. This is really nice stuff. This is really nice stuff.
They're just playing a zero-risk game right now, right? They're playing together. They're using utility flush out angles, as you mentioned. They're just not taking any chances whatsoever. And that is the big factor to what's letting them pull these rounds out. They're doing that pack kind of gameplay where wherever they go together, they're not going to get out-traded. They're using utility to clear out angles. And they're doing such a nice job of it right now. Complexity. Now it's on them to adapt. Endpoint have adapted and changed how they want to play their T side. They've set the pace. They're controlling the game. The pressure's on Complexity to make an adjustment. They're more than capable of doing so. But it needs to come at a reasonable time frame.
Just trying to think how Complexity can maybe change things up.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think... Oh, Crucial. Okay, you're going to find an opener. There's not much you can do about that. That leaves the B bomb site completely open as well. This has worked out perfectly for Endpoint. But I think I'd like to see some of that confidence come in. Just in one of the... You've got so many rounds to play with. Just get aggressive. Just run into them and try and force an opener of your own. But it's starting to happen, right? Complexity are like, oh, okay. They're shooting back. They're shooting back. They're hitting hard. And they really are. Everybody's looking pretty good here, right? Robin's like, blame F. I also know how to look. And now you're going to have to deal with me, right? And we'll take him down, but not before he picks up a frag and does a bit more damage. I think the AWP is going to be saved here. Again, they don't want to go charging into the T side here. Maybe you could spend another player. Surreal could definitely go for it, but they're not, again, like you said, zero risk. A slight risk associated in this round with the way that they moved in towards B, but it paid off. It paid off massively because Crucial hits his shots, gets the information in.
Yeah, just a big, not necessarily a gamble. Okay, we got the mid pick that leaves one player towards B, typically run it out. They full trust Crucial on his pick and his calls on the cross. And it worked out because you get there and then it's just config swing from windows. So Complexity not getting full buy round what they get out of it. That's another round where it's just an op and a rifle or all by their lonesome. And Endpoint are taking control. They feel is given to them. Out towards long with a spawn again. Not going to pressure catwalk. But you can see they're very together. They do this on rifle rounds and now they're doing it on ecos. They are just playing a no risk, all reward kind of game. And I love it.
On Vig, though, is looking to catch them off. This kind of what I was looking for. It's not super aggressive, but it's information gathering. And it could be devastating if they're not ready for it. There is a player, Robin, watching behind just to make sure that something like this doesn't happen, but it's a Deagle. Could definitely get the best of him. And he's peeking in and out, peeking in and out. He's a bit unsure of whether he wants to post up and hold it solidly because... doesn't know what's coming his way, so there's definitely a window if it's found by Config to sneak in. They're really trying to get this push to come through though, and Config, his patience is paying off. He hears them run away from the long house. All the info in now for the rest of his team. Bit of damage in through the smoke. A lot of utility expended on both sides, and Config strikes. Oboe getting the 2k as well. Rush has chimed in. It's all fallen apart. Crucial the only one left. The timing absolutely perfect from the entire Complexity squad. The 15th on the horizon. Unless Crucial can pull off something incredible, he will manage the first, but they're starting to encroach on his position, and yeah, not expecting the off angle from Blame F. Oh, that is really good to see, though, right? Because Config could be like, I'm in behind, I'm flanking, guys, I'm flanking, but he's like, I'm going to wait, let me know when you're ready, and let's make this happen. And everybody plays their part perfectly.
That's kind of the issue, I guess, of playing that pack game, right? And not getting map control outside of one portion. It gives opportunities for other teams like Complexity, who will take advantage of that and go ahead and take map control back from you. A perfect example there from Config to just push that flank, get up, not overextend, box them in completely, allowed his teammates to rotate in full send. And just good flashes over the top from teammates to Lodobo, get double kills, the site players held it down, and it crumbled. Endpoint, though. Still money to get the full buy. Complexity will do the same. This might just be it. And Surreal's going to come around the corner. Crucial gets the first. There's Config. Good flashes over. Let's Config get out of dodge now. He's going to go ahead and smoke the tunnel. Go back for more. 2 for Config. Nearly the third. It's, I believe, an assist. As Mighty Max tries to fall back, and it is just Thomas. All by his lonesome Scriv. And that's the issue once you get rolling, but your first half was just not good enough.
Yeah. No room at all for mistakes, right? Really, really tough to get back into things. And even for the top end teams, when you're down, when you are faced with an almost impossible situation, it's very, very difficult to come back from. But Thomas, we'll see what he's got. He's going to push in towards middle. He's pre-firing some angles. Not going to work out. I think even if he finds poison there, the easy trade comes in. And that will be all, folks. Complexity, easy stuff on Mirage. Slightly tougher on Dust 2, but still no skin off of their back ultimately to take the 2-0.